Microservices, the isolated and independent services. The microservice architecture has become hugely popular in recent years. Experts predict that new apps will feature microservice architectures that improve the ability to design, debug, update, and leverage third-party code. Microservice architecture will continue to help businesses reduce downtime, optimize resources, and decrease infrastructure cost. In this video, we will see what is a microservice architecture, traditional monolithic architecture, microservice and monolithic comparison, microservice pros and cons, introduction to Docker and container. Docker allows you to containerize your microservices and simplify the delivery and management of those microservices. Containerization provides individual microservices with their own isolated workload environments, making them independently deployable and scalable. So let's get started. What is microservice architecture? Microservice architecture is an architectural style in which we can structure an application as a collection of services. These services are independently deployable. Each microservices can be deployed autonomously and independently. Organized around business capabilities, highly maintainable and testable, loosely coupled, owned by a small team. The services can also have separate databases. The services can communicate each other. We can implement APIs for service-to-service communication. They can have different technologies, can be developed using different languages. Let's say the first service is developed in .NET, another one in Python, and another one in Java. That is possible in microservice architecture. A monolithic architecture is the traditional unified model for the design of a software program. It is like a big container wherein all the software components of an app are assembled and tightly coupled. That means each component fully depends on each other. This is a diagram of a monolithic web application. Here you can see the request is getting sent to the web server and the web server accessing the application. All the services like account service, inventory service, and shipping service are included in the single application, and the application is connected to a single database for reading and writing all the data. Now let's see how a microservice architecture looks like. Here in the same way you can see there are three services: account, inventory, and shipping, and all the services have its own databases. Also, there are separate APIs for each services. There is an API gateway which accepts the requests from the mobile app and route to the different service APIs. This solution is also having a storefront web app which is also connecting to all the service APIs for data transferring. This is how microservices works. We'll go in detail about microservice architecture and its implementation in the upcoming videos. Now let's see the pros and cons of microservice architecture. Let me show you the pros first. The biggest pro of microservices are that it can be developed, maintained, and deployed independently. Microservices can be scaled easily as you can do it separately whenever it's necessary. It's easier to maintain and debug a lightweight microservice than a complex application. If one service got stopped due to some error, still the other services continue to work as they are independent services and loosely coupled. So, failover of one microservice does not affect the working of other microservices. Developers have the flexibility to experiment with the different technologies while creating various services. There are lesser technology dependencies between the modules. Rolling back to the previous iterations is less complicated. As one module has one responsibility encapsulated within, it becomes easier to understand the code base for that module. Now let's see the cons. Splitting an application into multiple smaller modules increases the communication overhead. Developers must be cautious while handling requests. With an increasing number of microservices, the resources needed to implement them increases as well. Each service needs to be launched and tested individually first. Then the application as a whole needs to be tested again once all the services are launched. Microservice architecture is a good option for bigger applications, but for smaller apps, it will probably be more time-consuming and challenging to implement. The deployment could be a complicated and challenging procedure. It would need coordination between multiple services during deployment. Now let's see about Dockers and containers. Docker is an open platform for developing, shipping, and running applications. Docker enables you to separate your applications from your infrastructure so you can deliver software quickly. A container is a standard unit of software that packages up code and all its dependencies, so the application runs quickly and reliably from one computing environment to another. A Docker container image is a lightweight, standalone, executable package of a software that includes everything needed to run an application: code, runtime, system tools, system libraries, and settings. We'll be seeing more about Dockers and containers in our upcoming videos. Also, we'll be using gRPC APIs for service-to-service communication. We have already done gRPC.NET tutorial series in which you can learn about gRPC APIs. You can find the playlist link in the video description. So that's it for this video. Hope you liked it. Please subscribe, like, and share this video. See you all in the next video. Thank you.